I guess ladies first.
Ladies first.
Well,
Yes.
my name is Olympia Gilliard. I actually have 6 kids, 3 grandbabies, and I just wanted something different. My husband is actually a truck driver, own operator. So I just wanted to follow because I seen it was what he was doing was great. So I just wanted to follow his footsteps. But I started the school in February. I graduated March 9th.
Did you get your own truck already? Is that true?
Yes, I just got my own truck May 25th. So, yeah,
That's
thank
huge.
you.
My name is Alan Sabrisco. I'm from Inwood, Florida. I learned about your program when I was incarcerated. I came home and I followed the steps through and got myself into the program and got the Peacock grant to get started. And I kind of followed through and got the program, man, and ended up graduating this month.
I think you're a recent graduate, right?
Yes, sir, last week.
Last week. Love it. Okay. So, and then I remember seeing you posting, you had a lot of love for Howard. It seems like you guys really got along well in the classroom.
Yes, sir, it all starts in the classroom.
I like
Yep.
that. And right on cue, we've got our third participant. Samantha is now jumping in with us.
I always work from home,
Mhm.
but recently, before I got my CDLs, I was booking loads for my husband being a dispatcher. So I was just on the phone booking loads. That's what I did. I'm still going to be booking my loads as well, but it's just more money now. And like I was just getting a portion. So now I'm going to be getting, more.
Now, I think you gave me some of your answer already, Alan, but what can you talk a little bit about what life was like?
Last year, I used to cut grass in the heat. So I used to ride by your school every day. I had a conversation with my boss, and I told him I'm fixing to get in the truck driver, and I'm going to get these guys a call. Yeah, you guys a call. You guys put me right in.
Samantha, I see you now. How you doing? I just think you're coming to us live from inside the cab of a truck, huh?
I am.
But when did you graduate?
I actually graduated April 17th of this past year, 2023.
Okay, so another recent graduate. Alan's like a week ago. You're maybe a couple months ago. And then if I remember.
Oh, I'm like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Oh, no, excuse me. I'm sorry. I graduated May 17th.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought I saw you more recently than that here in Bradenton. Okay. So we're anywhere from like 6, we're all within like a 6-month time range, I think. Does that sound about right for everybody?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
I was a cashier at Portillo's selling hot dogs. Part of it was financial. And then part of it, I was working a dead end job that was not going anywhere. I was not progressing in life, And so I feel like driving trucks has really opened up quite a whole new world for me. I think I just had one customer complain one too many times about their hot dogs not being right. That was it for me, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would do it for me too. Yeah. And now, Alan, I think you're just fresh out of school. So I don't know if you're probably still in the process of getting in the truck professionally, right? Has that happened yet? Or what do you got going on that side?
And so I have a job lined up. I start next week with BS Freight out of Winter Haven, Florida.
Fantastic. What was it like to try to get that first gig?
Well, it was a friend of mine, and I known him from prison. And then when we came home, he ended up being an owner operator. He went through FleetForce as well, and then he ended up owning 5 trucks. And we got a close bond, so he told me I got a truck for me. So I followed through with school. I'm out of school, so I start next week with him, and then I'll try to be an owner operator myself and get my own rig.
That's good. That's really good. I'm proud to hear that. And we want to keep in touch with you and see how that goes.
I actually got my first job here. I worked for Trans Am. The school actually had a recruiter from Trans Am come and speak to our class. We signed up. We got to talk to him. We got all of our questions answered, and I was kind of a right-in shoe-in to get a job.
From that interview process, what were the steps like? Did you meet with them again? Did you have to call them on the phone? How did you get into the truck?
After a recruiter came to FleetForce, after I got my license, my CDL license, they were the first job that I put in an application with, and I got the job immediately. So you are going to need to do the normal steps of an application process. The next step was they actually sent me to a week-long orientation. And that's where they tested our skills out. And out of a class of 40 of us that were there, only 15 made it, and I was one of those 15.
Wow.
Then the next day they flew me out to Kansas City, Kansas, and I got my very first truck, which is a 2024 Kenworth
Okay.
T6.
And so, okay, so I knew you ladies had this in common. So you're both working out of your own trucks right now, right?
Yeah, I'm an
Yeah.
owner operator.
My class, the class that Howard taught the students,
Yep.
we all got a group chat and keep in touch. And two of them got on with Covenant, and they are team driving. They just put in the group chat where they was in California. So it's definitely possible to get a job. And before I got my truck, I did sign up with Covenant, but I just decided, because I got my kids, my grandbabies, I just didn't want to go, because I drive local.
Yeah.
So I just didn't want to go over the road. But a lot of my teammates, like everybody's out working. 3 of them was from Publix. 1 is at Trans Am. He just put in the group chat where if anybody needs a job, they're doing a bonus, $1,500. And
Ooh.
My class only had 3 guys in it, or 2 of them are only stayed. So I speak with them pretty regularly. One of them already had a job, and he just needed to get his CDL so that he could get a raise.
Okay.
And he only does yard work at I forget what the company's called. But then the other one, he just got his CDL the same week as I did. And from my understanding, I believe he's going to work for UPS.
Alan, on your side, you've developed, obviously sitting next to the man Howard here, you got a good relationship going with him. That'll take you a long way. Do you feel like there's a couple of other drivers out there you plan to keep in touch with and keep kind of camaraderie going in the industry?
Yes, sir. There's 3 people here that I deal with that graduated with me. We contact each other frequently, every other day. Right now,
Good.
we're all in the process, being that it was last week that we graduated. So we're all taking the initiative to take a step forward to keep looking for work, find the best company to go to. And we're just weighing out our options right now, but we're definitely keeping contact with each other and bringing people into the program.
What do you think is your biggest success story since you left FleetForce?
I would definitely have to say getting the job at Trans Am and becoming an owner operator within my first week. I thought, I guess I had a preconceived notion that I was going to have to wait, 2 years to get, the opportunity to be able to become an owner operator. No, man, right off the jump, I was able, not even a week after I graduated school, to become an owner operator, making over $1.07 a mile. And so it's possible.
And where are you now? I should have asked that. Where are you calling us from?
I'm actually calling you from Atlanta, Georgia right now.
Okay. Okay. And you're out, that's because you're out on the road working already, right?
Yeah, I'm actually sitting at a receiver right now, waiting to get unloaded.
Right. Okay. So proof positive right there. She said her success story, week 1 out the gate, gets the job, gets in the truck, owns it, operates, loves it. Now on the other side, what would you say your version of that story is? What was your biggest success going forward?
well, the same, definitely. When I purchased my truck, that was the plan from the beginning.
Mhm.
But when I actually found the truck, brought it cash, that was just like mind blowing when I actually did it.
Well, tell me
So-
about that. What kind of truck? I saw a picture of it. I'm pretty sure it looked really nice, but I don't know anybody will have seen it. So tell me what you got.
2015 Peterbilt. The guy who had it was one owner, and he just was not ready to drive anymore. And it has a refrigerator, flat screen TV, microwave already. It was already ready. I love it.
I remember seeing the pictures and thinking, this is nicer than my apartment. I'm in the wrong business. I got to get on the track. Okay, now, Alan, what's your version of the story? Now, in a week or so that it's been, so, but what do you think has been your biggest success story so far?
It says, I feel like the best is yet to come, man. Just being in a different tax bracket already. That's enough for me. I know what I'm capable of doing. Being the owner operator is coming, but just the first week is being in a different tax bracket.
I was going to ask a question a little further down the line about the most valuable lesson you learned in the training, but let's just get to that right now, and no pressure. If you don't want to talk about Howard, he'll just cry over in the corner. But no, I got a feeling it's connected. So your success story is knowing what your potential is and knowing where you're going. Now, what's the valuable lesson, the most valuable thing you took out of the training?
To never go too deep. Just keep it on the surface. When Howard talked about the brain and the things that he did in the past, man, I believe sometimes in the subjects, we always go a little too deep. And I had to remember that on the track. You know what I'm saying? Because if we go too deep, we're gonna get a little lost. If we keep things on the surface, man, things roll smoothly. And I had to learn that the fundamentals of the class and take them out on the track with me and to learn that and to keep that with me. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the things that we talked about in here is gonna help you on that track to get through what you need. And basically, man, it's trying to keep a level head through the program and just stay pushing forward, man. Keeping what you remember from the classroom out there, because a lot of the stuff that you're going to get out there ain't what you got in here. You need to take that out there with you. Keep that in your mind.
Howard, I've had to keep you quiet because I got to let these success stories come out on the clock. But let's get you in here because speak to what he just said. So he says he learns this in the classroom. Do you remember any particular moment where you saw him break through?
I really think this is a huge success right here. This is a huge success because he didn't know whether he was coming or going. You know, the classroom end of it, I think he was a little bit nervous until he figured out that he could trust me. I think he was maybe even a little bit scared on a new venture, but he really shined right through, man. You know, like it was just incredible. And we had this conversation about not to dig too deep. I remember the day we had that. And it really is something that I speak with all my students. Don't dig too deep, because if you dig too deep, you're going to get into stuff and it's going to mess with your head. All that stuff that we learn is right on the surface of your brain. It's not like the walking, the talking, the math and everything else that seeps into your brain as time goes on. You know, and he really took that to heart. He really said, you know what, I get that. The feelings on my arm, I get the chills, I get, hey, I've heard that before. That's all the information that we just gave him.
Love that. So now I'm seeing that FleetForce hat nodding up and down a lot. I think you got something to say on that topic, right? Sounds like you had a similar kind of breakthrough.
Yeah, like I definitely didn't know if I was coming to going with pre-trip because I didn't know nothing about a truck. And like I remember the first day of pre-trip, I was like, Howard, I'm going home to pray. He was like, oh goodness, Chris, you got this, you got this. Everybody there was just a lot of support and they gave me confidence. And I didn't have no confidence until those instructors and Howard was just telling me, you got this, you got this. And at the end of the day, I guess I did have it.
Keeping this thread going. Now, how has that lesson applied to your job? Do you have any crazy stories when you had to dig into that confidence or anything happened to you on the road or
everything? Like, I just remember every time I'm turning, like go straight, turn late, all the little things that they used to say, follow the mustard, stay on the mayonnaise and all of that stuff, all of those little things I put in my head.
And Samantha, I think you're kind of living this as we speak, right? Because you went out, it sounds like you went out to Kansas to get this truck and you're in the middle of your first professional month, right? So can you speak a little bit about the training, the lessons and how they're being applied?
Oh man, if it hadn't been for FleetForce, there's no way I could have done any of this. They really gave me the tools and like the know-how just to be able to get out here, how to troubleshoot, because it's more than just the pre-trip. It's more than just driving straight. You know, what happens, you get into a shipper and you don't have enough space. You know, what do you do whenever this happens? They go so much further below just, you know, you get in the truck, you drive. You know, there's real life situations out here that, look, man, they're scary and they're very dangerous. And FleetForce really gave me that know-how, how to get around all these obstacles that are out here. For instance, right now I'm in the middle of Atlanta, Georgia. You know what traffic's like out here? It's wild. I'll give you that, man. It's wild.
How has FleetForce changed your life?
I'd have to say there's not one thing in my life that hasn't been changed by FleetForce. The way I'm living, my lifestyle, you know, I like what he said that just a few minutes ago. My tax bracket has changed. The money I'm making is insane. The places I get to go are awesome, amazing. I've never been up north even. I've got to see quite a few attractions already that I would have never ever gotten to see on my own. Working a minimum wage job, being, you know, handing out hot dogs. That would have never happened for me. Now I'm getting paid to go travel and see all these things and go to experience everything that I ever wanted to. It
just changed my life completely. I would have never imagined that I was even gonna I don't think no other school would have even, I would have got this far in the knowledge I know. I love the books that they gave to, I still go over those books and make sure everything is, I'm doing everything right. It just changed my life completely. I'm just not sure how to put it into words, but everything has changed completely
Right on.
after the school.
All starts with foundation, right?
What do you think is the biggest misconception you had about truck driving?
I didn't know I could go out here and immediately make this kind of money and do the things that I'm doing and be an owner operator. I really didn't know that. That was a huge misconception that I had. So, you know, it's possible. I think a lot of people think, oh, I'm just going to go work for this company or that company, do this, do that. Oh man, just show up.
Just my misconception is I do see a lot of women in the industry, and it just was so focused on men. It was just men. But I know of one girl that's been doing this over 20 years, and she gave me inspiration too to go with this. But then now I see lots more women, and it's just so inspiring when I see other women out there.
There's a lot of people behind you waiting in line, right? Some of them are trying to get in, honestly, and they're just maybe up against some barriers. Other ones are kind of sitting on the fence and maybe just taking up space. So what is your message for anybody that's going to see you today? What is your message for an aspiring driver?
Definitely go for it. Like, don't just go, just take the first steps and go ahead for it. Especially if this is something you want to do, if it's in the back of your head, don't hesitate and definitely go for it.
I like what she said, go for it. You think it's a money problem? No, it's not. Because I got a grant and I went to school for free. So the money's there. They even helped me pay my electric, my water, and all that kind of stuff while I was in school. The money's there. It's you. You need to go. Do it.
Alan,
Yes.
what would you say? What have you seen?
Let's start, man. Keep pushing for your dreams as possible. They have to get through. FleetForce is the school to go to, man. They'll make it happen. They got the grants. They got the money behind them. If you're not 100% positive, man, just go for it still, because there's a chance they're gonna make it happen. They're gonna make it happen even if you had a bad past, man. That was my misconception with it. But just keep pushing. They're gonna make it happen. Just take initiative, take a step forward.
You got to get in this class and I'll lay the foundation for the rest of your life. Promise.
Beautiful. He did it in 10 seconds. All right. So that gives me the rest of the time just to thank you. This is going to be a day I'll never forget. I promise you, I'm not making that up, because this is my first chance to learn what life is like on the other side. I can't imagine a better group of people to have this conversation with and stay in touch. I would love to do this periodically every so often. And anybody you know that's working, that's come through FleetForce, please share my information, get them over to talk to us. It's been beautiful to get to hear your stories. I'm supporting you. I know Howard's in your corner. We're all in your corner. So looking forward to seeing what you do next.
See you, Howard.
Hey, it was great to see you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
Jonathan.
Yep.